Right, look really happy. Hello and welcome to Series 2 of Getting It Right. This is Episode 1 in Series 2 and we're at Headlam Hall. It's a different location. Nice. Lovely country hall location. We'll be having lunches and everything. We've got two great contestants who I'll introduce you to in a minute. And in this series, you at home can win one of my books. Yes, the history section is proving to be quite popular, so I'm going to be giving away A Romp with the Georgians. Get involved, answer the questions, and I'll pick a couple of winners as we go. So let's get started. First and foremost, let's meet today's contestants. We have on my right, first contestant is Anne. Anne, tell us all about you.
Yes, my name is Anne. I'm a local person. I live in one of the local villages. I live in the house I was born in.
You don't?
I do, yes.
That's amazing, actually.
Yes, and I've got a large birthday coming up next year.
Oh, right. Are you going to reveal, Anne?
Well, no.
Fair enough.
It doesn't matter, everybody. Yes, I'm 79.
Well, good. That's not a large one. I thought it'd be like a decade change to be a large one.
Well, it might be one of these days.
I hope so.
I have a large family. I have 5 children and 8 grandchildren.
Right.
And I just have a nice country life, and I try to help where I can. I'm a member of the local church and try to help with various charities.
Brilliant.
As far as this program's concerned, I have to admit I have never seen it. It's brand new to me.
Thank God you haven't seen it, because you probably wouldn't appear on it if you had.
Expert, yes. I know what I like. I've always liked nice furniture.
Right.
My father was a joiner, so I was brought up with a lot of wood.
Oh.
And my father, I remember him telling me when I was a young girl, because I used to go and help him in his workshop, and mainly putting tools away. And I always remember he said to me one day, you know, a piece of wood is like a beautiful woman and you caress it.
Oh, hello. I like his style.
Yeah.
We met last week here because I gave a talk on behalf of St. Teresa's Hospice. So we met because you both volunteer for the hospice.
Well, actually, I'm not, but Valerie, my friend, has asked me if I will.
Oh, I see. So you're going to get involved. Yes. It's a great cause, great local charity.
Yes.
And so this is how we met. Okay,
right.
Brilliant. All right. Now, we're going to move on to Val. Val, you've got about 10 seconds because Anne has taken up... Oh! Yeah, interesting, Val. Let's start. No, go on, tell us about you.
Well, my name's Val. I'm local as well, and Anne and I have been friends for many, many years. I am a volunteer at St. Teresa's Hospice in Darlington. They did pay for my training on the understanding that I would stay with them for 2 years.
Right.
And I've now been there 12.
Oh, good for you.
I'm part of the bereavement and support team for families, and I absolutely love it. They have 10 inpatient rooms, but with COVID, they have lost most of their fundraising activity, their main fundraising activity. That's why it was so good last week that you came. And,
we had good fun. There was 80 people here. We had a lunch. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll put the link actually to St. Teresa's down below. So if anybody wants to know more about the charity, get involved, then they can. Now, what about fun?
I play golf. I play bridge. It brings the worst out in everybody.
Yeah.
I swim. I'm now part of Anne's Cheese and Biscuit group.
Oh, I say. I think we all want to be part of that group, don't we? Yeah, that's going to be an awful lot of stuff going on. Now then, okay, so are you retired?
I am.
Okay. And are you going to reveal your age?
I'm 72.
Okay, so you're both the same sort of ballpark?
No, I'm much younger.
Oh, you are? Oh. Brilliant. Okay, any rivalry between you, do you think? Do you really want to beat each other or?
No.
No, you don't mind. All right, okay, well, we'll see if that changes, because it normally does. All right. You all know David Alston, of course. So, shall we get playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need to know about me.
We'll find out more about David Alston.
I'm all
as
over
we go.
it.
Yes, Google him. It's very interesting. Right, let's play round 1. Glamorous assistant. Here she comes.
Slow down.
Slow down. Oh, yes, a new format point. We're showing it to the audience. Yeah. Okay, bring it in. And I think this will go straight to Anne, please. That's it.
It's quite heavy, actually.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, Anne. Val can't get involved in this. I want you to handle this piece and tell us all about it. What do you think it is? What's it made from? What was its purpose? How old is it?
Well, I think it's made from mahogany. It's a beautiful shape, absolutely beautiful. It's beautifully made as well. Very, very smooth. It's got little casters, which are sweet, the tiny little casters. So I reckon it's something that you could put maybe wine or fruit or something in a dinner party. Could go along a large table. As they used to say, you know, years ago, they had these beautiful dinner parties, and I think it could be something like that, maybe a beautiful fruit bowl. It's obviously not a baby's cradle, and I don't think anyone would want to put a doll in it. But yes, I think it could be something to do with food.
Something to do with food, and
Yes.
and the casters would what? They would
Well,
wheel
the
it.
casters would allow it to be moved easily on a smooth surface.
He's writing. That's always a good sign. If you watch the show before, if David Elstop is writing, you're winning points out here.
Not always.
Not always. Okay, what about its age? What's your instinct?
Age, it could be, I don't know.
Show it to me, Anne. Let's have a good look at it.
Probably, it looks as if it could be made from a Georgian style, but whether it is Georgian, I'm not sure.
Go on, take a stab in the dark.
It's heavy, it's beautifully, I'll say it is sort of late Georgian.
Which is what year, roughly?
Oh, now you're really putting me on the spot. 18th century?
18th century. I mean, that's a 100-year period. I'm going to have to be a bit harder here.
Yeah,
Come on, you
well,
pin it down to a decade.
Well, let me say 150 years old.
150 years old. That takes it to the 19th century. She hasn't watched the show
Well, let's
before.
just
has she?
leave it there.
Shall we do
Let's
that? Because it
move
could go on
on.
forever, couldn't
Yeah.
it? Okay.
It just shows what an expert I am.
Okay.
That's right.
Anne, hold that thought.
Right.
And please pass it now to Val. Val, speak as you think.
It's heavier than I thought it was going to be. And I think Anne's right in as far as with the little casters, it's for easy movement. But I'm not sure what it would be used for. It is beautifully made.
And would it be made for a dining table?
I don't think so.
Oh, this is interesting.
I
Go
don't
on.
think so, but I can't tell you what I think it's used for.
Well, what would your instinct be if it's not for a dining table? What else would you use it for? Get
Well,
thinking
I
at
think
home.
it's something that's going to be heavy because you'd need it to be moved easily. It's not something you're going to pass about.
No. What about its age? How old do you think it is?
I think it's probably old, younger than it looks.
Okay. All right. So you think it might be a reproduction?
It's going terribly well,
But
this.
no, possibly, but I don't think it's as old as it looks. I
Okay.
think
Put a
it's
date on
probably
it. Put a date on it, Val.
1920.
1920. Okay. I think we've got enough information so far.
Well, yes, we've got information.
Okay. Right. Okay. Now this is the point. Now you haven't watched this show before, you two.
Sort.
So this is the point where David Elstop reveals exactly what it is, gives us a bit more background information, and awards points. So get ready for this. Over to you, David.
It is a George III, around 1800 and date, mahogany cheese coaster.
Cheese.
Oh, cheese.
So how would it work?
So this would be on the Georgian dining table, big cheese in it, a big
Yeah.
Stilton or something, and it's got the casters on it just so it could be moved around the table easily.
Yeah.
You know, wine coasters of that period, mahogany ones had coasters on because the big bottles of wine
Yeah.
could be easily moved around.
Yeah.
It is mahogany, lovely colour, lovely crisp dry timber, really nice thing.
And you are right, the patination there. We talk
Lovely.
about patination a lot in this industry. And I mean, it's natural, isn't it?
It is lovely.
It's just 200 and something years of aging, use and abuse. Lots of cheese and wine. Stains and spills all over it. Adds to that.
Do you not use these at your cheese and
Of course,
biscuits?
I have half a dozen of them.
Do you know, that's a very good
We
point.
need to get a big Stilton to go in there.
You do, don't you? Well, if you win this, you might be able to afford it. No, you won't, because there's no prize money. Forgot about that. Okay, all right. Well, I think Anne actually did remarkably well there, I've got to say. But you're the boss when it comes to points.
Yeah.
So can we award some points? Points for Anne
I've
first.
given Anne 2 points.
What for?
She said mahogany,
Yeah.
and she said it was to be used at the dining table.
Brilliant. And what about Val?
No points.
No points for Val? Oh, he hasn't changed, has he?
Well, there was a lot said, but not a lot of it made any
Yeah, I know. This is going to be a very long show with these
Yeah.
two, by the way. I'll tell you what. Have you got all day?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, now listen, don't worry. So we've got Anne on 2, Val on nothing. Don't worry about that.
That's all right, we're a team anyway.
No, you can't say that. You're competing against one another. When you're losing, you can't be on Anne's team. But you've got loads of opportunities to claw back. So, but this is the valuation round. This is crucial because in the world of antiques, we talk about antiques and their history and everything else. But come on, it's all about the money, right? It's all about the hard cash. Take your card, you've got a pen, write down how much you think this circa 1800 cheese coaster is worth. One figure. Take a stab at it. Any predictions who you think might get this one?
You give me a hand, it doesn't work.
No.
Well, the pen doesn't work. Oh, we've got a bargain hunt
I
pen.
think
Is that working? Oh, it is.
Is it bargain?
It's a bargain hunt pen. I'll probably be sued.
Proper show.
Oh, yeah, no, with a budget. Right, we will go Anne first. How much?
I've put £250.
£250. How close did you get? Val?
150.
150. David, what's it worth?
£1,200.
Oh, do you know, I nearly put a 1 in front and I thought,
Yes.
Never mind, you nearly put a 1 in the front. You didn't. Honestly, we always get these contestants.
But I do that when I'm auctioneers.
Oh, he does it. Yeah, well, you make a living
If I
out
get
of
something
it.
wrong.
What was it, 12.50?
1,200.
£1,200. Now,
Who's the closest?
well, I mean, are you going to seriously give a
Well, I
point?
don't think you can.
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
So basically 0 points all
Yeah.
round. 0 points all round. Give them a round of applause. Well done. We're just getting warmed up. Don't you worry, you two. Okay, come back for round 2. And welcome back to round 2. Here is a glamorous assistant. Oh, can you show them? So you've forgotten to do. No wonder she's cheap. Yeah. Everybody take a quick look at it. Just a quick look, not too long. Yeah. That's it. And over the other side, please, glamorous. Yeah.
She looks as though she's presenting someone's ashes.
Don't give them any clues. Right, and this one to Val, please. There you go, Val. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Right, now, Val, this is all about you and your opinions. You've got to go with your gut instinct and cannot get involved. What is it? Who made it? When? Why? What's it made from?
Wow. I don't know what it's used for.
Show it to me, Val. That's it.
I can't see any. I haven't got my specs. But,
Oh, she's making excuses already.
There's some. There's obviously some markings on there that I don't know what they mean.
Okay.
I have no idea what it's used for. It's clean inside.
Right. I don't think that'll win you a point, do you? No. Well, what do you think it might have been used for, Val?
I really don't know. And
Well,
I haven't
take a
seen
guess.
anything like it before. There's a pattern on the sides here.
Well, what
Again,
material
I think-
is it? What do you think it's made from?
Well, because I can't see there is I think that's a little crown on there. It could be silver, but I can't make it out.
Okay, go on, take
But I would
a
say
guess.
silver.
It's silver,
It's
okay.
silver.
And how old is it?
I'd put a year on it of 1910.
1910, and you don't know what it's for. Are you going to take a stab? Because you might win a point. You probably won't, but you might.
No, I really couldn't guess what if I had that at home, I have no idea what I'd
Take a
think.
guess, because you might win a point.
Um,
Say anything.
a huge sugar bowl.
A huge sugar bowl! He's not writing. Okay. Okay, hold that thought. Over now to Anne. What did Val get right? What did she get wrong?
It certainly isn't silver. That's absolutely definite.
Oh, she's very confident. She is, yeah. She's a bit bossy, I think.
Some kind of metal. It could be Sheffield plate.
Okay. What was it made for?
It's obviously used for some kind of food.
Hold it nice and steady so I can have a look at it there. That's it. I'll keep it steady.
The pattern on it, I would think, is quite modern. I'm saying it's probably about
Can you keep it steady?
30, 40 years old.
Okay, so can you keep it steady? And that's it, thank you. Trying to make a programme here. Right, keep it steady. That's it. So you say it's about 30 or 40 years old?
Yes.
All right. And what was it used for, did you say? Something to do with food?
Well, it's obviously a receptacle for some form of food. But
Dog
looking
food?
at the stain in the bottom, it could be liquid, but I wouldn't know what kind.
Go on, is it liquid or is it food? Go for it.
Liquid.
Liquid! Okay, put it down there. Thank you very much. Brilliant. I'm loving this, I must say. I'm loving it. It's very different, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Okay. David Elstob is going to tell you all about it. David, what is it?
It's a biscuit box, a biscuit barrel, retailed by Liberty & Co in London.
Oh,
Designed by the Manx, very well-known Manx designer, Archibald Knox. We have seen his pieces on this show before.
we have indeed. Now, you see, this is where these two have gone drastically wrong because
been
they
watching.
haven't watched the programme. If they'd watched the programme, you would have seen something similar to it and you would have won some points. Now, there's a lesson if you're going to come on getting it right. Watch the programme. Right, continue, David.
And I brought it along today because I just love Liberty Pewter.
You
It's
do.
fabulous. And that's quite a rare design.
And you sell a lot of
I
these.
sell a lot of these. It's about 1905 in date.
1905. And what is it made from?
Pewter.
Pewter, you did say.
Polished pewter.
Polished pewter.
So the range of pewter is called Tudrick.
Yes.
That was the range of pewter that Liberty did. So very desirable, lovely kind of Celtic knotwork and things on it, very typical of Knox.
Yeah, I tried to get that design, but these two are like
Yeah,
throwing it around. I could barely film it.
Don't waste your time.
No, okay. All right,
lovely
awards and
thing.
points. Who did well?
Well, I've awarded 1 point to Val for the age, because she said 1910. So
Okay. What? And
no other points.
no other points. Okay, right. Okay, so Anne's on 2, Val is on 1. All right, but don't worry, these two. This is the valuation round. Now, again, if you'd watched the programme, you would get this valuation right. Think about what David Elstob said. This is a really good piece of kit. He sells these things all over the world. People buy them from all over the world. It's quite important. So this is the valuation round. I'm helping you as much as I can. Take your cards and a pen. One value, and if you've watched this show before, you should get this right. Let us know how close you get to David's valuation. Don't forget, I'm giving away some books for comments.
Don't put them off.
No, David, you've got one of these. You got it for free as well. Right, are you ready? Anne, Val, are you ready? Yeah, we'll go Val first. How much is it worth?
I put 145.
145. Definitely has not watched the programme. Anne?
I've put 500.
I know where this is going. The audience are going crazy. Well, one is. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
What's the value?
400.
£400.
When you said Liberty.
It was the Liberty that got it. Okay, so we get, what, a point for Anne?
Yeah.
Okay, 0 for Val. But don't worry, Val, there's lots of things that can happen.
3-1 now.
3-1. Well done, you two. Give them a round of applause. 3-1. Come back for tea and history. Okay, welcome back to Tea and History. This is where Val and Anne just settle back and have a nice cup of tea. So grab your cups of tea, sit back, and this is your history lesson, followed by a history question. So you have to pay attention. Right, here we go. I want to talk about the Battle of Trafalgar, a battle that took place in 1805. You probably all know the basic story of the Battle of Trafalgar. This is where Lord Nelson died, and he beat the combined French and Spanish forces. But not very many people know the significance, the importance of that battle in 1805. Had Nelson not won at the Battle of Trafalgar, we would be performing now, David, in French. It might be a better show, admittedly, but we would be. If he had failed on that day, we as a country would have been overrun by the French and Spanish. Let me tell you how this worked. So Nelson, if he had failed in 1805, the plan was for the combined Spanish and French fleet to beat Nelson, which they fully expected to do. They were going to tear across the Atlantic, take possession of Britain's dominions in the Caribbean, ransack them, take control, sail back across the Atlantic to the English Channel, where they knew the Royal Navy was obliterated, just a few ships bobbing about. They'd completely wipe them out, and then pick up 300,000 French and Spanish troops who are waiting in northern France to cross the Channel and conquer England first, and then the rest of Britain. So we don't know the significance of Trafalgar. Highly important day, and that's one of the reasons why Lord Nelson is one of my all-time heroes from that period of British history. Fascinating thing. But here's your history question. The Battle of Trafalgar, 1805. How long did it take for the news of the win, Nelson's victory, to reach the Admiralty in London? Bearing in mind that in 1805 they were living in their modern period, like we are today. We have instant access with the internet and everything else. Their fast communication was by fast horse, quoting, fast carriage, and fast boat. How long did it take for the news to reach London? 1 of Nelson's death, 2 of the victory at Trafalgar.
And there wasn't Twitter back then.
There was no Twitter.
How did they call it?
Right. So, cups down. Write your answers on the backs of your cards. How long did it take?
No cheating. And he'll be wrong anyway, trust me.
Right. Okay. Val, will go you first. How long? 1 week, 7 days. And 4 days. Okay. No. It took 16 days of fast horse, fast carriage, and fast boat for the news to reach the Admiralty. So Britain was on a knife edge for well over 2 weeks waiting to hear what was going to happen. What a time of anxiety. Incredible. And one of the finest, greatest, most British quotes I can remember from reading about this time in history was one of Nelson's captains, who was quoted as saying when he got back to London after being involved in the Battle of Trafalgar, he said, "I cannot say that the enemy will not come, but I can say he won't come by sea." Just consider that for a moment. There was no other way for the enemy to come other than by sea. Such a great British statement. Isn't that wonderful? Doesn't it make you proud to be British?
It does.
Give Nelson a round of applause. Okay, so points awarded then. I think, Val, you were closer, weren't you? You said a week? Yeah.
4
And
days.
you said 4 days, so I'm going to give Val a point, meaning scores are now what, David? I hope you keep your record.
3-2.
3-2! Excellent. It's going to be a very close one. Come back for round 3. You know what this is. This is round 3. This is the David Elstob I'm an Antiques Expert round. This is special. Come on, glamorous assistant. I think she's overplaying a role. I don't know.
It's almost like
She is.
it's
Yeah.
like a street seller trying to sell a wares.
Don't let the audience handle it.
You won't get
We're
it
on.
back. You won't get it back
No.
off him, Miss from Darlington.
No, it doesn't. It goes to the contestants. You'd think that this is
I think
series
she'll
2.
know by now.
Right. Okay, to the contestants. Okay, you two, you don't have to say a word. This is a shared round. Have a look at this object. David Elstob is going to tell you everything You need to know about it. Then he's going to ask you a question. Over to you, David.
It's a lovely thing. It dates to about 1780. It comes from the Midlands, and more specifically Bilston. And Bilston and the Midlands were, in the 18th century, very well known for producing enamels. So enamels on copper. They're also produced in Battersea in London, but the Midlands enamel's more common. It's a very nice example, nice decoration with the classical figures on it.
It's in good condition.
It's in very good condition, and it's what we call an etui. It does have a push button on it, so you can open it.
Come on, let's see if someone can manage to open it.
And an etui houses accoutrements like sewing implements and things like that. So lovely, lovely interior to it. All the items are there, very much intact and in lovely condition.
That really is an absolute beauty,
Lovely.
isn't it?
Yeah, fabulous one.
And what does it contain, David? What is in there?
We've got scissors in there and other sewing, hooks and things for sewing. It's a lady's item.
Very grand, very posh.
Yeah, very
terribly, terribly good. Sought after these days?
Probably not as much as they once were, but it's a nice example. So I think it'll still do quite well.
Okay, what's the question?
Value, please.
Oh, it's always about the money with Elstock.
Always.
Okay, right, brilliant. Hold that, let's have a quick
Show me the
last
money.
look at it. Isn't that pretty? You've got a female artist there. That's quite unusual. That's a good thing, a very good thing. Tell us if you like it. David, let's get our contestants to write down one figure. You want one figure. So let's pass it to me. Thank you, Val. One figure, Val. How much is this piece worth? And pick up your cards. Write your guesses on the backs. Go on. The score is 3-2, so this is very close.
I mean, there's not been a lot of points scored, so it's
Hasn't.
never going to be. It's always going to be close, really.
Are you ready, Anne? Okay, don't show me yet. Okay, Val. Don't show Val because she's looking very competitive to me. Right, I'm going to go Val first. How much is it worth?
I'm sticking with my 150.
100. Do you value everything at £150?
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know what I want.
I'm interested because I have one.
You do. Okay. Well, I think you might be in for a very pleasant surprise. Do you?
I hope so.
Okay, Val. What's it worth?
There.
£950. My goodness me, David. Where are you going to go with this? What's it worth?
£800.
£800. Well, this is good news because Anne's going to be absolutely delighted because she wins the point. But Val's absolutely over the moon because she's just made herself a load of money because she's got one like it at home. So final scores then, points awarded.
We've got 4-2, 4-2.
4-2. So today's winner is Anne. Give her a round of applause. But don't go anywhere because I have a question for you at home. Let's see if you were listening to the history section. In what year was the Battle of Trafalgar? Put your answers down below, and David and I will pick a couple of winners, and our books will be flying all around the world. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is episode 1 of series 2. And Anne is still continuing. What, 18? Yeah, I'm not asking you the question. Give her an extra point. Come back for episode 2 in series 2. Cheerio, wave goodbye.
Bye. This is lovely.